Uh,
Oh,
John, Evan,
oh crap.
wake up, dude.
Oh,
What happened?
Guys, it's time to record the podcast.
oh,
really?
We
Did
fell
that game
asleep
end?
watching the game. Yeah, it's
Oh,
over.
my
It's been over
gosh.
for a day.
Man, that put me sound
Jeez.
asleep.
What
Yeah.
a snooze fest.
Yeah, well, let's get this started. This is Electric Gold.
From Nashville, Tennessee, it's Electric Gold. What beer y'all drinking tonight, boys? Electric Gold, hear the speakers explode. 3 mics, 1 couch, fresh beer so cold. Hot chicken taste, yeah, we season it bold. Oh, hell yeah, it's Electric Gold. Come on, you boys and gold.
Hey, everybody. This is Electric Gold. I'm Ryan. I'm here with Evan and John, and this is a podcast. And in this podcast, we'll be talking about Nashville SC mostly and the week that they had, which was a pretty decent one. Guys, before we get started, how's the week been? You guys doing all right? Weather's breaking. How's it going for you, Evan?
Yeah, going pretty well. Weather's been so nice last couple of days. And yeah, doing fine, boys. Good to be here with you.
Wonderful. And John,
Yeah.
how about you? How you doing?
Oh man, spring fever hit me hard yesterday. I was out in the yard, starting my spring cleaning, planting some sunflowers, and
Oh,
got some grilling done yesterday before the game.
yeah.
I am
nice.
ready. I am 100% in on this.
Yeah, sweet. I'm breaking out the grill myself this afternoon. We're recording this on Sunday, right at noon, and we watched NSC play Dallas last night. Of course, earlier this week, we saw the second leg of their matches against Atletico Ottawa. We're going to talk about all of that, but before we do, it's lunchtime, guys. Let's have a liquid lunch. What are you drinking today? John, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I am drinking from the Tailgate Brewery here in Nashville. I am having a Cerveza con Lime. The name of it kind of bothers me. It should be all Spanish. Cerveza con Limon. Anyway, this is a delightful little Mexican-style lager with lime, as you might suspect. Refreshing. I could drink this all day. It's so good. Tasty beer.
Yeah, sounds great. I like a lime-infused beer. I'm not big on a lot of different fruit flavors in my beer, but lime is totally acceptable over here.
Yep.
Evan, what are you having?
Well, this afternoon, I'm having the old blackberry wit beer from Sam Adams.
Nice.
It's got a lovely aroma. It's got honey and coriander, even orange peel flavors to go along with the blackberry. So it's really nice. It's got kind of an intense spice and citrus taste, along with the sweet, even tart finish. It's really lovely. I'm really enjoying it. So, how about you, Ryan? What are you drinking, bud?
I am having the 1664 lager. Not sure if you can
Oh.
see that. Yeah. I'll give you 3 guesses when this was started brewing. When they started brewing this beer.
I'll go with 1664.
Correct, sir. You're exactly
Yes!
correct. This is a French lager. It's from Kronenbourg and Geronimus Hot. Geronimus Hot in 1649 obtained his master brewer certificate, and then he opened his brewery in 1664. This lager is made using hops that are very specific to the Alsace region of France. There's nowhere else in the world that you can get these hops. They are called Strisselspalt hops, and they make for a slightly bitter but really crisp taste to the beer. This is a great beer for summertime. I know people have heard us say that over and over again with different beers that we're drinking. Guys, this is such a refreshing beer. Like, I think you could almost rehydrate after running a 5K drinking this beer. It tastes so clean and smooth. The weather is breaking this week in Nashville. It's feeling good outside. So, as you said, the yard work is beginning, and this beer is a great way to cap that off. So, glad to be here with you guys. Cheers to you.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
All right, guys, let's get things started with the weekend review. Nashville SC had another busy week as they continued to navigate both the CONCACAF Champions Cup tournament with the beginning of the MLS regular season. First up, the second leg of their first-round face-off against Atletico Ottawa took place Tuesday night. This time, the two teams faced off here in Nashville at Geodis Park after the Boys in Gold earned a respectable 2-0 victory in Canada last week. That gave them a big advantage heading into this game, needing just to maintain that positive goal differential in order to move on to the next round of the tournament. Coach Callaghan opted to play depth at all positions around the pitch except Brian Schwalke, who started in goal, and the youth movement did not disappoint. Despite no appearances from Nashville's designated player stars, the team ran away with this victory. First to strike was the Millersville Messi himself, Alex Muil, after Woobens Paces headed a terrific cross from Matthew Corcoran off the post in the 21st minute. Muil picked up the pieces and converted the rebound for a 1-0 lead. In the 36th minute, Corcoran submitted an early contender for Pass of the Year when his service from the midfield landed perfectly for a charging Jordan Knight on the right side. Knight beat the last Ottawa defender to the ball, drove a shot past the keeper to put the boys up 2-0, a lead that they took into halftime. After the break, the rout continued. Corcoran was straight dealing in this game. This time in the 55th minute, he set up Qasem along the left side, who drove the ball down the box and sent a laser shot at goal. The goalie managed to get his hands on it, but the rebound trickled right in front of Woobens Pacius, who did the rest, collecting his second goal of the tournament and giving Nashville a 3-0 lead. In the 63rd minute, Brian Acosta lofted a set-piece free kick into the box where the milkman delivered. Jack Mayer headed the service across the goal, past the keeper, and into the left corner to give NSC a 4-0 advantage, and we're not done yet. And with the game and the first round all but decided, Pacius and Shaq Mohammed both pulled off beautiful backheel passes across the box to the left side, where Qasem finally got his time to shine. Qasem calmly dribbled past a diving goalie and soft-touched the ball into the goal. Nashville closed out the round with a 5-0 victory and a 7-0 goal advantage, moving them on to the next round of the tournament against Inter Miami. And then on Saturday, the Boys in Gold traveled to Texas for a matchup against FC Dallas. Last season, Dallas finished 7th in the Western Conference with a record of 11 wins, 12 losses, and 11 draws. Their season debut last week was impressive. They won an exciting shootout with Toronto 3-2 on the back of a Peter Musa brace. And they find themselves in the enviable position of starting the season with 7 of their first 9 games at home. Who makes these schedules? On the other side, Nashville fans finally found out the only thing that can slow down Sam Surridge, the flu. After battling the sickness all week, Surridge was left off the game day roster. Instead, Coach Callaghan elected to change the overall shape of the Nashville attack, inserting Matthew Corcoran as a defensive midfielder instead of opting for more firepower up front. The game featured 2 teams who are mature, organized, and professional. Neither set of starters made many mistakes. There were only a couple of true scoring opportunities for either team in the first half. Brian Schwalke made an incredible diving save in the 4th minute to block a Peter Musa shot to the right corner of the goal. And in the second half, it was more of the same, though Nashville did seem to have a bit more possession, dictated a little bit more of the pace, but it was still an even affair. Christian Espinoza had a couple of great opportunities to score from the right side, but just couldn't get the ball on target. In the 84th minute, Corcoran was awarded his second yellow card of the match, dismissing him from the contest and putting Nashville at a one-man disadvantage. Nonetheless, the Boys in Gold admirably defended in the final minutes to preserve a 0-0 draw and earned a point on the road. For the first time, Brian Schwalke was tested in goal, and he delivered with 2 spectacular saves and great command of the defense. The draw in what was an winnable game does take a little bit of shine off of what has been an otherwise incredible start to the season for NSC, but with Surridge clearly being missed in this contest, plus earning the red card in the final minutes and playing on the road against a quality opponent, earning the point in this one is nothing for Nashville to be ashamed of. Nashville now sits in second place in the East with 1 win and 1 draw and a goal differential of +3. Elsewhere around the MLS yesterday, Chicago thumped Montreal 3-0 at home despite playing nearly half of the game a man down thanks to 2 goals scored in extra time. The Red Bulls eked out a 1-0 victory against New England. Colorado beat Portland 2-0, and Minnesota protected their home field with a 1-0 victory over FC Cincinnati. Real Salt Lake won 2-1 over Seattle. San Jose took care of business, winning 2-0 at home against Atlanta, and Kansas City and Columbus drew 2-2. LAFC continued to look like a juggernaut, winning 2-0 on the road versus Houston. They're the only team this weekend so far to earn a road victory. Vancouver handled Toronto 3-0 with a brace from Thomas Mueller. LA Galaxy demolished Charlotte 3-0 with all goals coming in the first 13 minutes of the game. Still left to play today are matchups between Austin and DC United, Philly and NYCFC. Orlando hosts Miami, and San Diego hosts St. Louis. The Eastern Conference teams continue to struggle overall when they're playing on the road against Western Conference teams, and that makes Nashville's draw all the more impressive by comparison. So far, the Red Bulls lead the East with 6 points, while the West has a three-way tie at the top between San Jose, LAFC, and Vancouver. That, guys, is the week in review. Initial thoughts. We had two pretty decent games. We had one really great game against Ottawa. We can clearly say they're an inferior opponent. God bless them. We love them, and really appreciated the hospitality and being able to talk to their fans a couple of weeks ago. But they're just a different level than MLS teams are, and we handled them pretty significantly Tuesday. Last night, I think we had to come down off our high horses a little bit, guys. We were very excited to start the season. And again, a little bit of reality set back in with our play against Dallas. Of course, we were shorthanded. So I'd love to get some initial reactions. Evan, what did you think about this week for NSC?
Yeah, good week overall. Tuesday night's performance against Ottawa was just nothing short of dominant. And that's what we would want to see. We'd want to see the club taking that match seriously, going ahead and getting the job done, and continuing on in that tournament with a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence for the Miami matchup coming next week. And last night, reaction was just that, we clearly missed Sam. Like I mentioned, I think in our group chat last night, BJ has this team really focusing on patterns of play, right? And you saw it all night last night. You saw very consistent passing strategies. Certain guys knew if they got a ball, let's say it was a right back or a defensive midfielder, if they got a ball in a particular place, they were immediately first time up the field trying to break through. We see this a lot, and it's usually really effective. Last night, it just wasn't. They were just out of sync, and I think it really had mostly to do with not having the comfort and the confidence with Sam in the middle of those patterns. So anyway, given the lack of our big man up top, given the red card in the second half and playing shorthanded, like you said, Ryan, this is nothing to be ashamed of. A point on the road, not a bad result.
Agreed. And your comment about the angles of play, how did you describe that?
Patterns of play.
I agree completely. That totally inspired me. I'll touch on that in a minute. But before I do, John, what were your thoughts about this week for NSC?
Loved it. I can't find any fault with it. We took care of business in Ottawa against Ottawa like we should have done. That was not a difficult test, but we still dominated. And then last night, I think it's a good result. We're going to see more as we analyze these results in the league. Getting a draw on the road is a pretty decent result against a Western Conference team, especially. Even considering without Sam Surge, I'll take that any day. I mean, that's a bonus point. Honestly, when Sam was out, I thought we might come up short in this one, but we didn't. And I think we undersold Dallas maybe a little bit. Dallas is a pretty good team, I thought.
Well coached. I thought
really well coached.
Yeah.
And we did a good job limiting Musa to just the one chance I remember. I can't remember if he had the second one or not, but yeah, did a good job. Good week. Move on.
Yeah, it's a long season. We can't win them all, but as much as we might want to. But I think that they performed admirably. I was impressed with the defense. Remember, this is an overhauled defense we're playing, guys. Brand new goalkeeper. 2 new center backs. I mean, Palacios was with us last year, but for all intents and purposes, we have 2 new starting center backs versus what we started with last year. And I just think they performed so well. Palacios is looking really, really good. And
Really
Willedzi
good.
is really coming into his own as well. I love that guy. We talked about him last week. But I want to get back to Evan's comment about patterns of play. And really that had me thinking about geometry, because geometry, guys, how important is it? Like if
It's
you
pretty
had to
important.
if you had to rank geometry on the scale of what's important in your life, I mean, even a
Yeah.
scale is geometry, but like,
Right.
if you had to rate, I mean, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 5? How
I give
important is
geometry
geometry?
a 7.5 out of 10.
Exactly. It's not even geometrically possible. How about you, Evan?
Oh,
Geometry
yeah.
important to you?
Oh, it's probably in my top 5, if not my top 3 most important things in life. Yeah.
Before there were stadiums and soccer, before there were cities, before there were even words and language to describe the world, there were shapes. Triangles holding weight, circles that represent unity, lines that would define direction. You can see it in the pictographs of ancient civilizations. Geometry, it's not just math, it's structure. It's determining where someone stands or where something stands and how it might fall. The triangle is strong because every point supports the other. A circle is powerful because every point within a circle is equally connected to the center. Parallel lines, they move in harmony without colliding. Geometry teaches us that stability isn't about force, it's about proportion, about spacing, about relationship. And that doesn't just apply to buildings and architecture, it applies to soccer. Every formation that you see on the field is a geometric decision. Every pass depends on angle. Every defensive shape depends on distance. And when coaches talk about shape, you hear that all the time. They're really talking about structure and the geometry that's happening on the field, whether the team forms connected triangles or scattered dots. For Nashville SC, I think the geometry of how we play is critical to our success, maybe even more so than the talent of the players we're putting on the field. And so as BJ Callaghan has come into being in charge of this team, he's installed a new approach, a new geometry for this team. We used to play the very traditional, very conservative 4-3-3, 4 on the back line, 3 in the midfield, 3 up front, pretty rigid. And Callaghan has implemented more of, they call it a 4-2-2-2, where there's a lot more layers, but I think that what we really end up playing throughout the game, and you see this a lot, particularly when Corcoran's in there, is a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
3 on the back line, 5 kind of wandering through the middle, and then 2 up front. And so this stacked geometry with 2 midfielders kind of holding in the center, and then you've got the wingers, the wing backs, going up and down the field. It creates a lot of vertical balance and constant triangles all over the field. There's a double pivot that creates built-in support. The tucked-in midfielders create diamonds with the forwards. Hani Mukhtar thrives in this shape versus the more traditional 4-3-3 that we've played in the past, where he's basically the point person up front and everything has to go through him. With this more layered approach, with 3 center backs and the midfield creating the interior support, wing backs stretching the field, the team moves as this more complex polygon, compact, layered, difficult to break. It's just a better approach for the talent that we're putting on the field. So for Nashville last night, because of Serge's absence, BJ elected to play Corcoran as a defensive midfielder, and that really pushed us back into that 4-3-3 shape a lot of the time. And that stretched geometry can isolate Hani Mukhtar. We try and play balls over the top to him. He's not big enough to receive those and win those balls. We saw that a lot. It reminded me so much of like 2 years ago, where
Carry
Hani
ball.
was our only solution for how we're going to score, and getting the ball up to him was such a challenge. And so there's just a lot of gaps between our layers on the field and our lines. So I think that geometry made a lot of a difference. If the angles disappear, the ball gets intercepted. If the distances grow too large, the midfield fractures. If the lines don't move together, the shape collapses. it doesn't just govern soccer, guys. I mean, your life has shape. Your time has boundaries. Your relationships form triangles of support: family, friends, mentors, podcast hosts. If one point carries all the weight, the structure weakens. If the distances between you and the people who matter grow too wide, then connection becomes harder. Balance in life is geometry. Too much work and no rest, the shape tilts. Too much isolation and not enough community, the structure thins. Too many commitments scattered everywhere, you become points without lines connecting them. A well-shaped life, like a well-shaped team, has intentional spacing, support built in, angles that allow movement without collapse. It's compact where it needs stability and expansive where it needs creativity. Geometry teaches us that success in sport or in life, it's not random. It's relational. It's about how all the parts connect, how the distances are managed, how the structure adapts without breaking. On a chalkboard, geometry looks abstract, but on a soccer field, it wins games, and in your life, it builds resilience. Whether you're designing a formation, defending a lead, or building a future for yourself, the lesson is the same. Shape determines your strength.
Dude, love it.
Goosebumps.
Your TED Talk is going to be the first one I ever sign up for.
Sweet.
That was the mini TED Talk right there. I loved it. Hey, listen, seriously, it's not an exaggeration, and especially in soccer terms. You can watch, we're lifelong soccer fans. We've watched a lot of soccer, but every once in a while you find yourself watching a soccer match with someone who hasn't watched a lot of soccer before, isn't necessarily a fan or whatever. And they sometimes really struggle and get frustrated when a team is working the ball around, working it back in order to later go forward. But once you've watched and played a lot of soccer, you understand that the geometry of it is really why it's called the beautiful game. It really is the beauty and the art of the game, is finding those angles, creating those triangles, creating those shapes. It's not an exaggeration. That's actually a very, very great little mini TED Talk there.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
balancing that stability and control with creativity and being spontaneous. I mean, you have to have a lot of that too to be successful in the game. So yeah, last night I saw us draw back into old ways and old shapes, and I think that was as much of our problem last night and why we didn't have more success as anything. And I may even have a hot take or an all hell nah later to tie into this, but we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, let's do what our favorite thing was from this week. This is all hell no. No. No, it's not. It's all hell yeah. John, what's your all hell yeah moment?
I absolutely love Backhill SC. I'm going to talk about our 5th goal against Ottawa the other night. Of course, the game was out of reach at that point. But yeah, Shaq Mohammed and Jeisson Palacios consecutive backhills to set up Ahmed Qasem. That is lovely stuff. And we had a lot of backhill assists last year, if you remember. Like, it was constant, a theme. This has to be something that we work on in practice, because we just do it way more often than I see any other team doing. So yeah, seeing that goal, that 5th goal, I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then Ahmed Qasem rounding the keeper and just walking it in. You got to love that. I mean, that's just rubbing it in at that point. But man, it was lovely to watch.
It was nice to see Qasem get the opportunity. I did think that goal was really sweet. Maybe not as sweet as Corcoran's pass, but it was a good
definitely
one.
Not,
it was a good one.
Yeah.
Evan, did you have an all hell yeah?
Yeah, I did. And it is actually Ahmed Qasem.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
wow. Rarely featured in all hell yeah, but here he is.
I know, but really that goal was a really nice way to cap off his performance. It played to his specialty, which is like cool type of a player, but it wasn't just the goal. He really had a good performance the rest of the game. And then last night, I actually think when he came on as a sub, he did a really solid job, particularly in defense. And you guys may remember when Dallas was pushing for the winner there really late in the match, Qasem had a big time play. He made a big steal, kind of a standing tackle type of a steal,
Yeah.
and began to take the ball up the field and drew a foul. And it killed all the momentum Dallas had there. And they had us on our heels too. And it killed their momentum. It pretty much wrapped up the game and secured, or at least helped secure the point on the road. And so for that reason, for Ahmed Qasem's week, I say, all hell yeah, man. I'm really feeling optimistic and hopeful about what you're going to contribute this season after a rough, 2025.
I actually totally agree. I feel like I'm starting to see his buy-in to what Callaghan wants him to do. Last year we didn't necessarily see that. It often looked like he wasn't, giving full effort at games. I think as part of his playing style is just that he's this cool, kind of aloof guy, but also we either want results or effort. And he wasn't giving us either last year, really. And this year, I think he's showing. Obviously, with the new players coming in, we got Espinoza and Madrigal that are both showing out. He knows he's got to show up to get in this lineup. So yeah, I'm hoping this is the turnaround. I was actually expecting more out of him this year anyway, because there's kind of a pattern of MLS young players coming in from different leagues. Their first year is often not all that great. It often takes them a year to really get in. And we know that the talent is there with him. So yeah, let's see the results. Keep on doing it.
Wonderful. Yeah, maybe this is the year of Awesome Qasem. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd like to see that nickname stick, but he's got to earn it.
Yes.
Right.
I was very prepared to hand out an all hell yeah to Matthew Corcoran this week. In that Ottawa game, he was straight dealing, dude. He looked amazing. He looked like maybe the best player on the field. And then he got 2 yellows in this last game last night and got booted out at the end. I will say that first yellow card was a wise decision by him. He was stopping a breakaway, and you take that card every time. You got to do it. But the second one, I didn't feel as great about, and it was just youth. That was maybe an inexperienced decision there. So I'm taking away your all hell yeah, Matthew. You don't get it this week, but I have high hopes for you for later in the season.
I think he's going to get some all hell yeahs this season.
Oh, I agree.
He is showing some talent.
He's very impressive.
Especially that Ottawa game. We talked
star.
about him as possibly replacing Brugman. And the Tuesday night, I was like, Gaston who? Corcoran is already that and beyond to me.
I agree. All right, well, let's move on then. It's time for what we didn't like this week. It's oh, hell no. So, Evan, we'll stick with you on this. What's your all hell no for this week?
Yeah, this one's an easy one for me this week. Mine goes to germs. So, boys...
Fucking
I was sick last week. My daughter has been sick this week. She's been really sick, actually, the last several days, and I hate to see her suffer like that. I actually, in the last couple of hours, have started to feel like maybe I'm getting some new symptoms. I might be catching what she had, but really, like we talked about earlier, the flu that ran through the club this week and cost us Super Sam's eligibility or availability last night was really tough. And so, that's where I'm going with this. He has become such a integral part of this team. It's not just the goals. He's involved in plays and goal contributions, assists for other players. He is no slouch when it comes to doing his defensive work. And it just seems like these patterns of play have become to rely on him so much. And maybe there's even a leadership role now that we missed last night. Those germs that kept him in Nashville yesterday are getting a big old hell no from me.
Yeah, germs, what's your problem?
Get out of here.
John, what's your all hell no?
My all hell yeah was actually going to be germs too. Because I've also got a kid at home sick. Yeah, all hell no, sorry. Yes.
We're getting it all
my
mixed
all
up
hell
today.
no was definitely germs. But no, there's another one I'll go with. This is gonna be a rare one. I think I'm gonna give it to BJ.
Oh, that was what I was going to say. Oh, my gosh.
When we started getting word that Serge was probably not going to be at the game, in our little chat, I said, I think it might be time for Woobs. And I would have liked to see Woobens Palacios from the start last night instead of Matthew Corcoran. We didn't have that spearhead of the attack. And it's when Woobens and Muel and Qasem came in the second half that we started to boss things for a while.
That's right.
Until the red card.
Yes.
But we created 2 good chances for Espinoza, and those were really the only 2 chances we made all night. And I really think, oh, hell no, BJ, you got to get a little bit more adventurous. I haven't seen good things from Woobens. I have been impressed by him. And, it's a little bit difficult to base on the opponent level of Ottawa, but I think the guy can get something done. I think he's got the size, the strength, and certainly the ability to put the ball in the back of the goal that we should be a little bit more trusting of him.
I think he looks like a bear out there next to some of those players. He looks so gigantic. You are stealing the words right out of my mouth. I was going to throw this all hell no at BJ, and I don't want to sound like I'm not thankful for everything that he's done.
Exactly.
And I'll continue to be in his corner. But I agree with you. I think the move was start Woobens last night. And the reason why it gets back to that geometry thing. That's the style of play. That's the shape that has led to our success. And when you put Hani up there on an island trying to receive those long passes, he's just not able to win them. He just is going to get pushed off of every one of those that are aerials. And Woobens, he can win them. He's bigger than everybody.
Yes.
And I think we made a mistake by starting Corcoran and adding that additional defense and not having Woobens up front and having that additional offense. Maybe Corcoran played pretty well, but I think that Woobens in that spot is more in line with our style of play, because here's what happened. So Yazbek played out of position last night because he was on a wing instead of in the middle. And somebody else was out of position. Who was it? Espinoza. Well, Madrigal was kind of, off on the one side. And I don't know. I just felt like everybody kind of felt out of position. Hani Mukhtar certainly did. And they couldn't get anything done because that's not what they're used to. And I think if we had just played Woobens instead, we would have been in good shape. So who knows? I mean, it's easy to be the armchair quarterback, so to speak. It's easy to
think
to
BJ
coach from the
Callaghan
couch.
he still might know more than me about soccer.
Yeah,
I'm willing to
probably.
concede that point. But
Probably.
I think we would have won with Woobens. Yeah, let's go with it.
It's venturing on hottish take to throw it all hell no at BJ.
A little bit. Yeah,
But
it is.
it's maybe not quite as spicy as it needs to be to qualify. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and find out what is spicy enough. These are the Nashville Hot Chicken Takes.
My hot chicken take is that these owners got skills to shake, entertain the crowd and get on the field. 'Cause why the fuck not?
John,
Yeah.
have at it. What's your hot
All
chicken
right.
take for this week?
CONCACAF Champions Cup. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it really is. Agreed.
It's really dumb. There were 7 MLS teams. We were one of 7 MLS teams that played in the first round of this thing. So that's 14 games involving MLS teams, right? In those 14 games, the MLS team scored 46 goals and allowed 4. And all 7 MLS teams advanced. Surely there's got to be a way to work out getting the minnows out of it.
Yeah.
They can play amongst each other, and then the best of them sticks with it or whatever. But why were these games happening? Cincinnati won 13-0 over a Dominican team. Philadelphia won 12-0 over a Trinidadian team. Why did we have to play these games?
Yeah.
It's kind of silly. So my hot take really is that CONCACAF already has shown an ability to work with CONMEBOL, the South American thing that runs South American soccer, with the Copa America, right? The Copa America has kind of become a CONCACAF CONMEBOL tournament combined, and it's looking like it's going to be again. Why not do this with the clubs? CONMEBOL has the Copa Libertadores. It's one of the oldest club tournaments in the world. It's awesome if you actually get to watch it. It's way more fun than the Champions League, to be honest with you, because the fans are insane down there. It is just crazy. You will never know what you're going to see in a Copa Lib game. You can see, a war breakout literally at a stadium, more or less. So I've always loved watching Copa Lib anyway. So there's got to be a way that we can combine both of our tournaments, and I really think it would help both the North American countries and the South American countries. Surely that would be a big TV hit if we saw MLS teams playing the big Brazilian and Boca
Yeah.
Juniors and River Plate. Those kind of teams, those games would be awesome to watch.
Yeah.
And it would help the Mexican Federation. I think there should still be a way for Central American or Caribbean teams to earn it to get into the tournament if they deserve their spot. Like UEFA Champions League, they don't just automatically let the San Marino or the Andorra champions into the Champions League, right? They got to earn their way in, and I think we've got to figure out some way to make these minnows earn their way in and hopefully not have so many pointless blowout games.
I like that. Though it did give a showcase to our bench players, but at the same time, boy, it really convolutes the schedule. It really is, it makes it challenging to navigate. I do love the idea of a Western Hemisphere club championship. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah, but makes way too much sense for anybody to do anything about it.
Right.
Evan, do you have a hot take for us?
Yeah, I do. And we touched on it briefly earlier in the episode, but I'm here to tell you that Jeisson Palacios is a best 11 caliber center back.
Ooh, yes.
Now you're cooking.
He is very, very good defensively. He is a threat on the offensive side of the ball, especially with set pieces, of course. But, there was even a play last night where somebody tried to hit him. It was after a set play, the ball had kind of moved back down into our defensive side of the field. And I don't know, Lovitz or somebody tried to hit him cross field while he was still up in the box. And he darn near came down with the ball. But I love his passion, his toughness, his leadership already within the squad. And I just really think easily an all-star type of a center back, if not a best 11 caliber center back in this league.
Yeah.
I can't disagree. I mean, it's kind of a hot take. I'm sure that the rest of the MLS would have something to say about it. But from my perspective, where I'm sitting, I agree with you 100%. Palacios is looking amazing to start this year. And what a treat for us as Nashville fans. We spent all these years with Walker Zimmerman, and to be able to immediately transition to another high-caliber defensive back like this, I mean, what an embarrassment of riches we're having in defense. So it's really nice. We talked a little bit in the week in review about what's going on around the league. I'd like to get some of your thoughts about what you've seen so far this weekend. Let's do Keep Your Enemies Closer. Evan, we will start with you. Anything stand out to you from all of the MLS matches across the league this weekend?
Yeah, it did. And, we usually think of our enemies as, Miami and Cincinnati and Atlanta. But, guys, I think we may have a new one this season at least. I was intrigued by this Chicago victory over Montreal yesterday, winning 3-0 and took the lead in the first half. Added 2 more goals in stoppage time, despite going a man down after a red card. This Belgian striker, Hugo Kuipers, got his second goal of the season, and he just looks really good, a real threat. I'm concerned about Chicago for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Really.
They sit right behind us in the table right now. They play Columbus next weekend in the big Saturday showdown. And so I'm really, really interested in that match. And I think it's going to tell us a lot about whether or not the Fire are for real or not.
It's a great, interesting take. I was doing all of the research and looking at all of the games this weekend for the weekend review. And when I saw that they got a red card in like the 53rd minute of the game and they won 3-0, I'm like, wait, what?
And it was only 1-0 when the red card happened.
Right.
They added 2 goals with the man down.
In extra time.
Yeah.
One of them was a penalty kick and the other was just a straight up score. So now Montreal is no formidable opponent,
I want to talk about Montreal.
Okay.
Honestly, if this was an NBA, I would think that Montreal was tanking. I have no idea what they're doing. They have exactly 1 professional player, more or less, on their team.
Wow.
Wusu. He scored a bunch of goals for them last year, but like they had a second good player last year. They sold him for like $100,000 to Colorado, Dante Seeley. and they didn't replace him with anybody. They're not trying. I don't know why, because you can't build through the draft in MLS. There's no advantage to losing.
Right.
I guess the only advantage is they don't want to spend any money, and I don't know why they're in the league. Honestly, I think Ottawa might be better than them. That might be a hot take there. They belong in the Canadian Premier League right now if they're not going to try any more than they are.
Wow. Is that your keep your enemies closer observation?
No, I just wanted to join in on hating Montreal.
I'll say this. So they've played 2 games, right?
Yeah.
They've scored no goals yet. They've allowed 8.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Because they lost 5-0 the week before. And no other team in the league is close to that. Kansas City has given up 5 goals. New England's given up 5, 4 of which came from Nashville. And Toronto's given up 6 goals, but all of those teams have scored as well.
Right.
So Montreal is just pitiful.
With the weather, I think they only play like 2 of their first 12 games at home or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
They
that's
always
tough.
start the season that way. They might not score a goal until June.
My gosh.
After the
Oh
World
my
Cup.
gosh.
Yeah.
Poor kids. Well, when do we play them?
I know. I hope
I'm
it's soon.
excited.
I didn't look. I should have looked.
So what's your keep your enemies closer observation, John?
I will literally keep our next enemy close. I want to talk about Minnesota United beating Cincinnati, FC Cincinnati 1-0. It was in Minnesota, and they took care of business. I'm just looking at the stats, the expected goals, I think they were over 2, and Cincinnati was less than 1, so pretty clearly they deserved to win. I saw some of the highlights, and it was all Minnesota. That's a pretty good team.
Yes.
The Minnesota United, and we've got them next. And the thing that's a little bit scary is their big signing of the offseason was James Rodriguez, and he hasn't played for them yet. He was waiting on a work permit the first week, and he's still kind of building up his physical ability to play because he has kind of been sent for a little bit. There's a good chance he makes his MLS debut against us at Geodis Park next Saturday. And I'm pretty excited about that because he's always been a favorite of mine. He's got an odd career because if you watch him with the Colombian national team, he dominates. He is so good. Everything for Colombia goes through James. And then with the club teams that he's played with over the years, it never really comes together. It always seems like he doesn't really care that much. He's like, I'm going to take the money and just run on to the next club. But when he does care, my God, he is really, really good and really fun to watch. If you like that left-footed, like number 10 type of player, James is the guy to watch. And I can only hope that his time with Minnesota is going like the rest of his recent clubs and that he doesn't really care that much. But he might with the World Cup coming up. This is his chance to build his fitness going into that, and Colombia's going to be counting on him. Colombia's a pretty good team. They should have expectations of getting pretty far in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Minnesota. But they have several other good players, even if he doesn't play. Joaquin Pereira, one of their other designated players, is a really good winger. He's basically their version of Christian Espinoza. He's Argentinian. He's really good. This young dude they have in midfield, and I'm guessing on his name, Nectarios Triantis. He's getting kind of hype. He was born in Australia, but he's recently chose to play for the Greek national team. And he's only 22, and I'm starting to see a lot of people say that he might be the next MLS player to move to the Premier League. He's a solid midfielder, and he's definitely one to watch when we play them coming up because he dominated against Cincinnati last night for sure.
And they also have a World Cup defender in Michael Boxall.
New Zealand.
With New Zealand, yeah. And talent all around the pitch from Minnesota. They're going to be a tough team all year for people. And everything we just said just steps all over my weekend preview. But we'll go ahead and do it right now. Nashville SC will finally get a little bit of a calmer week looking ahead as there are no CONCACAF tournament games on the schedule. Their next MLS matchup will be at home on Saturday when they host Minnesota United. Last season, Minnesota was one of the better teams in the MLS. They finished in 4th place in the Western Conference with a record of 16 wins, 8 losses, and 10 draws. In their season debut last week, they earned a 2-2 draw on the road versus Austin. Yesterday, they beat FC Cincinnati, as we just said, 1-0 at home. Can't complain about beating Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Minnesota's new coach is Cameron Knowles. He has them off to a good start despite losing their top scorer from last year, Tani Alawasier. I think that's right, Alawasier. They lost him in August when he signed with Spanish club Villarreal. And while their star goalkeeper Dane St. Clair departed in the offseason for Miami, they acquired Drake Callaghan to replace him in a trade with Charlotte. Of course, Callaghan is most well known for being Miami's longtime keeper that helped them win the 2024 Supporters Shield. Nashville fans may remember his performance in the 2023 Leagues Cup final when penalty kicks came down to the goalies, and it was Callaghan's score and save against Elliot Panico that ended up making the difference in that game. It's time for revenge, boys.
Yeah.
Minnesota also sports New Zealander World Cup defender Michael Boxall, but their biggest addition in 2026 is Colombian superstar Jaime. Is that how you pronounce it? James Rodriguez, as you just were talking about, John. Rodriguez previously played with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, among others. He hasn't played yet this season. He's probably going to make his debut versus Nashville. Let's hope that the boys in gold are ready for another tough test. It's going to be a fun one. It's here in Nashville. We get that benefit. I'm going to be there, guys. I hope you're going to be in Geodis with me cheering them on. But I want to know what's going to happen. Let's dig into the closet. Let's get the crystal balls out, y'all. And Evan, we'll start with you. What's your prediction for this upcoming game versus Minnesota?
Yeah. It's an interesting one. It's a good matchup. As the images in my crystal ball materialize here, what I see is that this is going to be a hard-fought match. It's probably going to go late into the game before there's a decider, a victor. I do believe we're going to have the edge due to home field advantage. And again, that's assuming Super Sam is back because, as we have discussed quite a bit in this episode, he has become absolutely crucial to our plans. I think, assuming he's back, we feel much more comfortable. We're back to our original shape. The geometry is going to be beautiful. And we are going to come away with a 2-1 victory with a tying goal coming in the second half from Alex Boyle and a winner in stoppage time from Jordan Knight.
Whoa! Unsung heroes.
Yeah. I love that.
That sounds exciting. Boy, I can't wait to be there for this game.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it.
John, what do you predict for this coming game?
I think it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be end to end. They have a lot of talent in attack, especially if Hamas is playing. It's going to be a tough one, too, because I don't even know if we gave the record on this so far. And we're recording this ahead of the Austin DC United game. The West is 9 wins, 0 losses, 4 ties against the East so far this season. What's weird about it is all 13 of those games have been at the Western Conference game.
Right.
Home team.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I guess it's weather related why they did that schedule, but that is really, really bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, the hype around the league is because I think last year we all kind of felt like the East was better than the West, that it was deeper, Maybe it's not this season. Maybe the West has taken over. But we really need to see games at the Eastern Conference stadiums before we really can make that assumption. So let's say Nashville SC, gazing. We are going to be the first Eastern Conference team to beat a Western Conference team this season.
Yeah.
3-2 is my call.
Ooh, exciting.
It's going to be a really tight one. It's going to be back and forth. I see goal from Sam Surridge. I see a goal. Ooh, who's this? Christian Espinoza is finally going to get on the scoreboard for NSC.
Terrific.
And Hani Mukhtar, of course, is going to score a goal. That's what he does.
Amen.
3-2. 3-2 Nashville. Look it.
Whatever happens, it promises to be a very exciting game, and I encourage everybody listening, get out and support the team because we're going to need the entire fan base to help the team on. And we've seen it before, guys. When the fans are into it, when the game is tense and it's tight like that, and it's really a good competition between the two teams and evenly matched, we have seen our crowd time and time again lift our team up over the hump and get the win, get the victory. So that's what we need this weekend. We need to fill every seat in that stadium.
We're going to suck the ball into the net is what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
12th man, baby.
We're going to will it in there. I want to talk about something we're working on here at Electric Gold. We feel like, I don't know if this is true or not, but we perceive ourselves as sort of the underdogs of the Nashville SC podcast community. There are other more well-funded, more well-established podcasts that have been around longer, that are more professional, that have real journalists, that know what they're talking about. Yes, they have all of those things. So we kind of see ourselves as the underdogs, and we're noticing, as we were playing Dallas last night, Dallas is the home of the National Soccer Hall of Fame for whatever reason. Yeah, who knows? But that's where it's at. And we thought it's time for us to establish our own Hall of Fame, our Electric Gold Underdog Hall of Fame. So all season long, we would like to take nominees from our listeners for underdogs. It doesn't have to be in soccer. It could be across all aspects of life. We'd love for you to comment, whether it's on social media, however you follow us, YouTube, whatever it might be. Comment your nominees for our Electric Gold Underdog Hall of Fame. And at some point this season, we'll consider all the nominees, have an induction ceremony, make some selections. It should be a lot of fun.
I think we should have a gala.
Yeah, it'd be a black tie event.
Tie. Yep. Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. There'll be fashion reporters on the red carpet and whatnot.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole thing. Anyway, we want to engage with the fan base. We'd love to get your recommendations, your nominees for Underdog Hall of Fame. So send them to us, and voting is now open. Don't hesitate. So, John, where can they go to make those nominees or to make those comments?
There are so many places they can do that, Ryan. There is Facebook, Instagram, X formerly Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky. We are Electric Gold NSC on all of those things. And you can reach out to us. You can put in a comment on any of those places. You can send direct messages to us. I'm the one who reads all that. And we want to hear your underdogs. We need an Electric Gold Hall of Fame to celebrate the underdogs in life. And with your help, we can build this and make it a beautiful thing. So yes, please go on to all these social media. Like us, follow us. I hate to beg, but yeah, it's really nice to get that little endorphin rush of the notification popping on my phone. So I see everybody's likes, and it makes my day every time. And I see everybody's messages. So please continue. And we just want to thank you for your support.
For sure. And now you have a mission. So don't let us down. Basically.
Exactly.
Well, listen, we appreciate everybody listening. Thank you so much. And of course, we've got a big game coming up next week. So let's get ready. Keep on supporting the team. Keep on cheering them on. Keep on reading about them and listening and talking about them. Just keep on being the best fan that you can be. Make sure you're in the stadium Saturday. And of course, keep on saying it. Come on, you boys in gold.
Come on, you boys in gold.
Come on, you boys in gold.
We root for our team, we ain't never betraying it. Oh, hell no, it never gets old. Keep on cheering, keep on saying it. Come on, you boys in gold. Start the week off right, what's Electric Gold thinking?
coach has got his lineup and a plan to win.